Good morning, trucking junkies. We've been driving for a little bit. We got 800 and some odd miles to go. 814. So we've done about 100 miles this morning. Had to stop and get my windshield washed and breakfast. There's a barbecue place over here right across the street. Little shack. They got one little barbecue pit going and a horse eating grass right beside it. 2 horses. So today, I said yesterday is an all drive day.
Turn left on Leary Road FM Route 2253 North. 0.2 miles ahead.
We're gonna get
I-30 West.
all right, now we're back on the road here. We're gonna get as far as we can today. Drive the rest in the morning. And yeah, I've had some suggestions for some stuff. So stay tuned for some comment answers. And the random fact of the day. I'm glad people are liking that. I love giving out useless knowledge. You never know, it might help you in a bar trivia contest someday. Who knows? Stay tuned for all of that. Holy crap, the rough road is just ridiculous. Let's get on down the road. Let's go. So we're headed up the west side of Arkansas. We're about 75 miles from Fort Smith, I guess. Out here in the Ouachita National Forest. Traveled up this road a few times now. No big deal. But we'll be over into, once we get up to Fort Smith area, we'll be into some 4-lane highways and stuff. So, one of the comments that I got was wanting me to talk about Peoplenet. From a guy that recently came to Maverick. So, there's one rule to Peoplenet and your ELD, okay? Every time you pop that parking brake, you have to do something on Peoplenet. That comes from my trainer. Thank you, Mr. Don Perry. Appreciate you. He's a really good guy. But you have to do something every single time you pop that brake. Whether it be go off duty, go on duty fueling, on duty loading, on duty unloading, or unloading, or on duty inspection. Okay? You have to do something. Now the one thing when you're with Maverick, now, and it may be with other companies too, I don't know. Never driven for another company, but I can tell you what Maverick does, okay? So, the one thing that's probably going to get you in trouble more than anything is on-duty fueling. It is extremely easy to forget to go on-duty fueling when you're sitting in the fuel lane. I do it a lot. Okay? I'll usually remember to go on fueling right after I've stuck the pump handle into the driver's side tank. And then I'll remember, crap, I forgot to go on duty. So I'll get back up there in the truck and I'll go on duty fueling, and then I'll finish my fueling. Now the good thing about that is if you forget and you finish your fueling and everything, you can always go back and go on duty fueling and do a you can do a add event and go back and put your fueling in.
You have exceeded the speed limit.
Yeah.
Slow down.
I know, I came around the corner too fast, lady. I'm sorry. But you can always go back and edit that because it's not on the drive line. Now, if you forget to go off and you're still in drive when you get back into the truck from fueling, then you've kind of screwed yourself because you can't go back and edit that drive line. All right. Some other things that people forget is their pre-inspection, or pre-trip inspection, and their post-trip inspection. You need to do those. And a lot of people will tell you, well, you got to be on there for 15 minutes. No, you don't. Those are old rules from what I'm understanding. You just have to show it. However, if you're in an accident or you're in a courtroom because you were in an accident, and that lawyer and you're the defendant, and that lawyer for the prosecutor is looking at your logs, and they see that you were on duty for 1 minute when you're doing your pre-trip, they're going to ask you about it. Now, how can you do a pre-trip in 1 minute? Okay. DOT probably not going to ask you about it if it's in there, but a lawyer's sure going to ask you about it. So you need to take your time and go out there and do your pre-trip and log it. But yeah, those are the things that gets people in trouble. All right. Now, the other thing that usually gets people in trouble, that dude's grill was all hanging off. He's gonna get stopped if he don't fix that. Anyway, the other thing is driving over your clock. All right. If you drive over your clock too many times in a month, they're gonna call you, and they're gonna ask you why you're driving over your clock so much. All right. Or PCing too much. The general rule is when you're PCing, you generally don't want to move forward with your trailer toward your destination. A lot of people do it. Okay? I've done it. It happens. All right? But you don't want to do that in excess. You really don't. You want to try to stay as true to your Peoplenet and your ELD as possible. That way, if you do get stopped or you do get into an incident or whatever, they can look at your logs and see that you're trying to do everything right. Okay? But just remember, every time you pop that parking brake, you have to do something with your log. Have to. Maybe I'll do a full Peoplenet how to do things and everything on a bonus footage this weekend. How would y'all like that? Sound all right? That way I can set the camera up and show you exactly what I'm doing on the Peoplenet, that kind of stuff. Another question that was asked was what do I look for when I'm reviewing my logs when I certify them? I certify them the day after I stop driving. Okay, so like yesterday's log, I certified this morning before I even started. And what that helps me do is it helps me remember, was there something funky going on with my Peoplenet unit? So like yesterday, I had a time in there where I wasn't receiving a signal from my Peoplenet as far as GPS and wireless signal goes. Like right now, I'm not receiving a wireless signal. So when I checked my log this morning, I went back to make sure that there was no missing data. All right, because it'll tell you, it'll say, it'll be in red, and it'll tell you, it's like, well, you're missing data here, or you had a section in there where we couldn't communicate with the Peoplenet, or the Peoplenet wasn't communicating with your truck, or whatever. And then you can go in there and you can notate where you were and what you were doing at that time. Now, luckily yesterday, even though I had no signal in those two sections, it was still communicating with my truck, and it still logged all that time as driving, so I didn't have to go in there and make any notations as to any changes of event or anything. But sometimes you have to do that, and that's what I normally look for. If I don't see anything out of whack, anything problematic or anything, I just go ahead and certify it and be done with it. Stay tuned for random fact of the day. We'll see you down the road. It is time for a break. Hot dog. So we're on 49 at the moment. Headed straight up, actually. But it's lunchtime, and we'll eat some lunch. Then we're back on the road. Clock just flipped. Get on the road, you lazy bum. Dang right. We got about 5 hours to drive. That'll get us well into upper Missouri. I'm gonna guess. And then tomorrow we'll hit Iowa and get dropped off. Pick up another load, hopefully going home. Short week since I didn't leave on Sunday. But I'm sure it'll be Saturday before I get home. I'm quite sure. Well, let's go. Somebody in the comments said they wanted more history about BMW. So here we go. It's the random fact of the day. BMW was founded in 1916 in Munich, Germany. They built airplane engines for the German military. So after World War I ended in 1918, they weren't allowed to build military engines any longer. So they bought out another German manufacturer who was importing Austins from England and was rebadging them as a Dixie. And then BMW bought them out, and they rebadged it as a BMW. And on that badge, the blue and the white actually represents what a propeller would look like from one of their engines. Wow, that was nasty. My favorite BMW is an 850i. My second favorite is a 507, back from the way back in the 50s. Now with that 507, they only built about 300 of them because they couldn't sell them. So now it's one of the most sought after BMWs out there, and it can go well over $1 million. And when they initially put them up for sale, they were selling for around $2,500. One last fact. Actually, I'll give you two last facts. The M badge did not show up on a car until 1978. And that was the M1. And they only built a few of those too. And if you can get your hands on one, good luck. Because they're going to be way over $1 million. They only built a few of them. And then the M badge didn't show up on a 3 Series car until 1986. And I remember seeing the first M3. Back then it was in a neighborhood of a friend of mine, and it was probably 89, 90. Car was only about 4 years old. It was red, and oh my God, that thing was awesome. So anyway, there you go. And that's the random fact of the day. Well, we had to stop and get some fuel. I am almost to Kansas City. And I don't think I'm going to have to run my air conditioner tonight. Dude, I stepped out to get some fuel. I'm like, where's my jacket? It's like 59 degrees here. Oh, man.
Turn left, then turn right.
Wild Beard Trucking, you moved from Kentucky to Kansas City. I hope you brought a jacket. Big old winter coat. Oh. I mean, it's in Arkansas, man. It's shorts weather all the way to December. Well, for me, it's shorts weather year round, but
Turn right, then turn left.
my wife wishes it wasn't year round shorts weather for me, but it is. We're gonna get up here past Kansas City and stop for the night, and that's gonna give us just
Miles ahead, turn right on ramp 549 north.
just about five and a half hours to drive tomorrow morning before we get there. Anyway, got to make sure we're going right. But that'll leave me, I don't know, just like I said, just a hair over 300 miles. About between 5 and 6 hours of driving in the morning.
Left 3 lanes, stay on I-49 north.
And we'll get delivered in the morning. We'll get up early and get going. Let's go. Alright, so we're done for the night. I am right, I don't know, probably about 20 miles from Kansas City to the north. And this little mom and pop place here. I met Tony from Trucking with Tony. We had some dinner. It was awesome. You guys go over there and hit that subscribe button on his channel if you've not been over there yet. But I'm going to get off here, call the wife, get this uploaded, go to bed. We got 300 miles to go in the morning. I'll see you then.